Welcome back to Project AI CEO. Now in this video, day 2 of the project, we're going to be building out the GPT that will act as my CEO, co-founder. I'm going to give you insights into doing that and also just explain my thought process throughout the way and show you a super quick rundown of just like how I build GPTs. It's not going to be a tutorial by any means on how to build GPTs. You can find lots of those on YouTube from people who explain it probably far better than I could. However, this is just going to be my process of how I build my GPTs, and we'll be building out the CEO. Anyway, okay, let's dive into it. Okay, welcome back everyone. Part 2 of the AI CEO build. Now, I'm building one version in VS Code using Python and the OpenAI Assistance API, and I'm going to build another version publicly in the GPT builder, because this is obviously way more accessible than actually coding out an assistant yourself. So this is the one that I want to illustrate. However, I might make some like update videos about the one that I'm building that's going to be slightly more complex down the line, but we're just going to focus on this one for now. So I've done some testing, as you can see over here, and I've done two things with this one. So this is the GPT builder that I'm in right now. If you're unfamiliar with it, you obviously need the paid subscription to ChatGPT to access this. And it's super simple. You can either create it just using words, just plain language, or you can configure it still using plain language, but get a little more in depth. You can create actions. For example, the really popular ones like connect to Zapier and like do Google Calendar and manage your like CRM and stuff like that. However, all the people really need to know if they're just getting into it is, can I move this? Oh, nice. Is like, you know, you have a picture, you have a name, a description, and these are the basic instructions, right? So I've given it kind of a rundown of like what we do, a fairly simple rundown. This could probably be improved, this prompt, but you just want to prompt it, tell it what its job is, what its main goals are, and also what it shouldn't do is important. I haven't really said what it like shouldn't do here, but that's also like a big component of actually like prompting your GPT correctly to get the best output. So you can add conversation starters. I don't need them. I'm not going to publish this anywhere. It's just for me, as you can see in the top right here. And then from there, this is the part where you need to put a little more work in, because this will actually dictate whether or not you get great outputs or mid outputs. So you have your knowledge base where you can upload documents. I chose PDFs. They accept a wide variety of document formats. So I have my CEO knowledge base and then my Proxy AI brand identity. So I'll show you what I mean by those. So I'll show you what I mean. So my CEO knowledge base is just stuff that I found either online through a quick Google search, like traits of a CEO, like, I don't know, maybe they're pretty cliche, like trivial examples, but I did like some Elon Musk, little bit of like Steve Jobs, mixed it all in. And then I also got GPT-4 to just output a bunch of like traits of a good CEO, so it has like a starting place, right? Kind of a solid foundation to stand on. And these, add more to them. I'll make an update video on that. And like, for example, if a client, if something goes really well with a client, we'll outline like exactly what we did and the build we did and what they wanted. We'll document the like results we got for them based on whatever metric we were measuring for. And then I'll update the knowledge base accordingly so that the AI CEO has a place to kind of go from, and an area that it knows, okay, we did this, it worked. Oh, we did this, it didn't work. Let's maybe not do that again, or should we? And then it'll give it more of like a reasoning standpoint. So that was the knowledge base. And then here's the brand identity for Proxy AI. Like, it's just a fairly, I mean, it's not that big, it's 3 pages, but this should ideally be like 10 pages. So all I did for this was I went to tools, voice typing, click it, and just talk. And then probably ideally you could toss this into GPT and get it to format it correctly, space it, indent it, all that stuff. But I just kind of left it as it is. Like GPT is pretty good at indexing large text anyway, and it can chunk it up so it knows what it's talking about, even though for us, it just kind of looks like a big wall of text, especially up here. So this is just a bit about me, a bit about my brand, why I wanted to start Proxy AI. And it gives it context as to why it should care, right? So the CEO, GPT, you can give it the instructions, right? Which is this area here, but it still doesn't really have a reason to care, if that makes sense. So these are just how it should act, but in the knowledge base, once you give it more of a reason to like be, almost, I know that sounds crazy, then you'll get a lot better responses from it, and it will actually have context to base its answers off of. So based on just like the tiny little bit we've done so far, which isn't a lot, it took me maybe an hour to kind of set it up to this point. Who am I? So let's see if it knows who I am. Nice. Nice. Okay, that was a really good answer, actually. I was expecting something worse than that. So now we can maybe say, a strong Okay, so I've given it a slightly more complex prompt. Client I met with yesterday, or potential client, hopefully. Strong outbound campaign for the new product offering. They want to auto-qualify leads so they can focus on filling the spots for the program with the best possible people. How should we map this out? How should we build it? What's a good feedback loop? This is crazy. Like, I mean, I haven't really tested this out, especially with like more complex prompts. So it's just really cool to see it kind of work in real time. Yeah, that's good. Understand the product fully. Yeah, define our ICP. Absolutely. Nice. So one thing I've done is I've given it a few of the softwares we use. I didn't want to give it all the softwares we use right away because I want to see how much it improves over time. So I want to start at just kind of the MVP of it, and then take it to like a crazy level where it can actually like do tasks, complete things, talk to other agents, almost like an agent swarm. So I wanted to start at the bottom so I could see the transition happen. So we do use Tally for our forms. So yeah, screening form with Tally. Scoring system based on responses. That's interesting, actually. That's a very interesting concept. Yeah, automated follow-up, of course, whatever that looks like. You can build that in Make. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's decent. And then what's really great is that it suggests next steps. Let's draft a proposal outlining the strategy. So it's thinking like a CEO. It's thinking down the line, what will this look like? Keeping the communication strong with our potential client. And I mean, I think so far it's pretty good, so I can update it. I'll update it, I'll confirm that, and then we can actually have it in our sidebar. So it'll always be there. Boom, okay. Now, what's crazy about the new @ feature, actually I'll make a new video on that because that's crazy. Anyway, so this is part 2, Project AI CEO. We're going to the moon. This is gonna 10x revenue. This is crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we're starting at like square one, right? We're on that first step of the 100-story building. So I wanna just keep it super simple, and hopefully if you follow along long enough from this point, although not many people are watching now, maybe in 6 months we'll have a CEO that can literally run the company, and it'll be great. And who knows, maybe that'll inspire others to do the same. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you tomorrow, the next day, for the next installment of the series.